Hey everyone, welcome back to Bros and Shows. I am your host, Josiah Mahler67, and with me, as always, you know, I got my buddy, I got my pal, I got my brother Austin. Austin, how you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. How about you?
I'm doing okay, I can't really complain. Yeah, a little bit of a long week, but nothing too bad. Had a nice little weekend.
Yeah.
How was your weekend? We'll adjust this. For some reason it went off.
It was good. I had a great weekend.
Well, that's good to hear.
Yeah. I got to come out to Pittsburgh and see you. Got to see my buddy Seth.
You never came over to my place.
Mm-hmm.
You? Which? No, I'm kidding. Yeah. You got to come over to my place. You got to hang out. I was glad you came. It was nice having you around. You and Brandon was here.
Yeah.
My vampire game got canceled and I came back home. I was like, oh, maybe Austin and Brandon will hang out. And then you guys didn't show back up till 1:30 in the morning. I was like, okay, well, never mind then. But what can you do? Saturday we had card games. Hung out as well. Hopefully you had fun with that too. Everyone else said that they had fun. So yeah. Other than that, it was a good weekend. Got to play Magic. Got to go shopping. Shopped so much soda. Like that was so much. Like we got so much like zero sugar soda stuff, and no like people drank it, but they didn't drink half as much as what we bought. So we have a lot of soda that Terry probably won't touch because it's all zero based. So I'll just be slowly working through it for the next month or so. Which is it's not terrible. It's not terrible. I like it. It's all good flavoring and everything. It just depends on how long it takes me to get through it because I maybe can have one or two a day, and then at that point I'm like I'm good. I just want water, or I just don't have the thirst for more. But no, that was awesome. I had a lot of fun with you there. I did love how our friend Chip was analyzing our relationship as brothers.
That's pretty funny.
Oh yeah, no, he's just like, I can definitely get you two bicker when you play things together that you really care about. I'm like, yeah, when we play games together, we both have like our own styles and philosophies of doing things, and it can get a little like I want. It's not heated. I wouldn't call it heated as much as it's like, hey, if we're gonna win, if I have a chance to win, I will work this out. Like I will push this out. And especially at that last game, we had like, I do this. Oh, well, I'm gonna do this. Well, they have this. Oh, now I'm gonna use this and stop that. Oh, well, I'm gonna do this anyway. Just a constant back and forth, and he was just like, that last turn took like 30 minutes. There's just constant thinking and figuring stuff out, which was it was fun. But they had fun. They also really liked the place. They thought it was really big compared to like where we normally play our stuff at. It's a lot bigger and a lot more wide open, and they thought it was great. So that's good. How about your Sunday, dude? Like you guys left early in the morning today. What time did you all end up leaving?
We ended up leaving around, I think it was like 9:45, 10 o'clock.
Oh, okay. That's not bad.
Yeah, and then the drive was only like 2 hours and like 25 minutes.
Oh.
So
is it quicker from my new place?
Yeah, it is. It actually is. It's like about, I would have to say maybe 45 minutes quicker.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I figure it'd only be about like 20, 30, because that's how far as the way I am from Pittsburgh. But I guess the removal of outside of Pittsburgh and also just closer to you all dropped a lot of time. So that's pretty cool. Oh, that's good. That's good to hear, Austin. I'm glad you did. Glad you got back at relatively safe time, early time. my day has just been basically catching up on the show that we watched today and playing Kingdom Hearts. So I don't know if you've done anything of note or anything of interest.
I just watched football. Today was opening season of football, so I usually watch it with my father-in-law.
I was seeing some people talking about like the Browns or something like that, and I was like,
yeah,
I guess sports is back on the table now. Good for them.
Yep. Nope. But yeah.
Okay. Well, that's good. That's good to hear. I hope you enjoy your little sports ball and your little Bengals go all the way to the Super Owl.
Yeah.
It would be good. All right, Austin. Well, I think we could just dive right into it. Like we're talking about season 2 of Miracle Workers today.
Yes, which is totally different.
Completely different. I was watching. I told you last time how I watched the first season, like the ending of the first season, and then the second season, I watched the first episode of being like, whoa, what's going on here? Why is this so changed, or why is this so different? And I was just so confused. And I realized then, after watching the first episode, I'm like, this is a completely different style, and completely different story and everything. You can take care of.
Yeah, I need to take Ralph out real quick.
Okay.
No, he's being a little weird. All right, I'll be right back.
Okay.
Yep, go ahead.
Yep, sounds good. No, that sounds good.
Just keep talking.
So, since Austin's not going to be here, I don't want to go into too much detail about like my personal thoughts on the season 2 until he gets back, just so that way we can like talk about it and have actual conversation or whatnot. But like Austin said, he was in Pittsburgh this weekend, played Magic, did our things. It was all good. It was all great. Had a fun time. But because of it, I wasn't able to watch this like series until kind of today. So I've actually been binging it for the last, I would say, about like 2-3 hours. Just putting it on repeats, just watching it, enjoying it, going. It's just like I'll rehash this with Austin whenever he gets back. It's just weird to me how different of a show it is, but it's basically the same thing. It's hard to say. It's just weird. All right, there it is. Cool. So, Austin, welcome back.
Yeah. Hey.
I was just basically talking about how the show is completely different from the prior season. It has like elements that are still the same thing. Like the main cast is all the same, I believe. I don't know what to say too much about it. For the fact, it's called Miracle Workers, right?
Yeah.
What was the Miracle Worker part of this season? Like, it was a good story. Like, I enjoy it. Like, what's the point of the title?
I really don't know. I don't understand why they did that.
Like,
but
Miracle Worker to me. Sorry, go on.
I think maybe it's just like something that's like a miracle happens, like how at the end, like Daniel Radcliffe like somehow like saves his kingdom. I don't know, out of nowhere, like he just, I don't know, he figures out a way to like save his kingdom. I don't know. I have no clue why they call it Miracle Workers.
But like I was about to say, I'm like, it seems to me like the first season was called Miracle Workers because there were miracle workers, actually, right? Yeah. And then they're like, second season, let's switch up. Let's do a whole different thing. But they kind of forgot that their name is Miracle Workers, so they literally just called themselves Dark Ages Season 2. And I'm like, that's probably my, like, I don't know, my only gap with this show. I thought, so what I thought it was going to be, because the reason why I posed this question is because I thought that each season it was going to be them changing the world. for the better in some way. Like, even if they're not angels, even if they're like becoming miracle workers by like fulfilling something that's nearly impossible. And you mentioned like, oh, he saves his kingdom in the end. That's cool. That was like a episode 8 problem, and then solving episode 9 problem. It wasn't like a continual thing. I think the miracle worker part would have made more sense if like they turned his dad into a caring, loving king instead of like him just running off in the end. If like they're miracle workers, because they literally shifted the king's perceptions and opinions, and now he is like loved and good, you know, and like that's a miracle in itself, and it's a whole season thing. But that wasn't it at all. It was the Dark Ages episodes were very episodic, much more compared to the last season. The last season was a whole season worth of an issue that they were working to fix each episode. And then in this season, it was every episode had an issue that was solved by the end of it. It would continue the overall story, but it was here's the issue. They invented these things called holes now, where we dug in, we poop into it, and then we're fine. Oh no, the holes have snakes in them. We can't poop in holes no more. There's snakes there. And then, surprise, it was actually the dad who put all the like. Each episode was a episodic issue until the last 2 episodes. And I don't know why. Like, I still very much enjoyed the season and the show and everything. It was a completely different show. It was fun. It was nice to watch. I loved the comedy that was in it. It's not a season 2. It is another season, and maybe that's how each of their seasons are going to be. I assume at this point that's how each season is going to be, is basically like its own story, its own arc of something. But the question is how much of it's going to be a single episode or an overall episode of like a season. So I don't know if you have any thoughts on that or opinions.
I don't know. I really don't have any opinions on it, because it is like out there, like it doesn't line up with season 1 at all, and then like it is episodic most of the time, and then all of a sudden it just, you know, ends. Like I enjoyed the season a lot, just because I do feel that the comedy was on par with everything. I did enjoy it, but the thing is like I was also confused when I went into this season saying, well, this doesn't make sense, because last season was about, I thought like going into the season when I first watched it was like, oh, this is like miracle workers, they're in the Dark Ages, stuff like that. But like Steve Buscemi like shows up as like a poop shoveler.
Yeah, in like the first episode, and your brain instantly is like cued in to be like, that's God, because of last season. And then it's like, nope, I'm just poop shoveler. And each person is like, no, I'm just this, or I'm just that. It's weird. It's almost like I don't know what to say. I kind of wish it wasn't called Miracle Workers. I honestly kind of wish it wasn't called Miracle Workers, and it was called more like some type of like Tales of this, or like something of that. And it's kind of like an improv troupe, you know, like a group of like 8 or 9 friends or actors, and then every season is them portraying or doing a series, like a one-off season of something. Miracle Workers seemed to be the name for the first season, and then they didn't change it, and they're like, well, we can't just change it because it's our show, so they just keep doing it. I'm also wondering, I would love to like hear the writers or the producers' reason for like if the change in seasons is intentional, or if that was a decision they made after they completed the first season. They're like, well, we don't want to tell the same story again. We don't want it to just be a story about them being miracle workers in heaven, and then there's this big issue that they all have to work towards to stop or fix. we've already told that story. We want to tell something else. And it was like an afterthought almost, where they're like, well, crud, let's not do a sequel series. Let's do a whole new season of something. And then they just kind of like came up with an idea, and they're like, that's our story. We're just gonna have the actors, just the same actors, just play different characters and just make up a whole new thing. I'm just interested on the truth on that, because I just don't know. I don't know how they... I don't think they pitched the concept of this, like, show, calling it Miracle Workers, and then having it be, like, how it's set up in just the first 2 seasons. I will say I started watching, like, the first episode of the 3rd season.
Season 3, yeah.
And so I know that it changes again. And so I was like, okay, that confirms that thing. I just don't know. I just don't know why it changes, or why certain things happen or other things don't, you know? I just don't understand. So I just got to watch it and find out. I will like, this season was fun. I enjoyed the season. I enjoyed a lot of the references they made to, like, modern era stuff, but did it in a medieval like faction. Like when her one friend was like obsessed with work, and she was like on her rosary whenever she was talking. It's like, you're on your rosary? It's like, I just have to finish these beads for work real quickly. You're like, don't get mad at me. And it's just like, well, let's go to this concert. It's like, I can't. I'm in the middle of a board meeting, which is when we all have boards and we hit ourselves in the face and we pray. And I was like, Mind Parthon, okay. Yeah. Like, I very much enjoyed that. The ending, like the whole theme of the story. I don't know. What did you have the feel about, like, the story of this season? Did you have, like, opinions, thoughts?
Not really, because the thing is like the whole concept is like she is trying to, you know, educate herself, and then she finds out that, like, their education system's terrible and she paid for all that money for nothing. But also she's trying to find her way. And also the prince is trying to find his way, because he's not trying to be like his dad, but he's also trying to have the love of his dad. So I don't know, like the only difference that I really see, what I felt about the story was I felt like that was just two of the overarching stories. It's like seeing Daniel Radcliffe and the girls trying to, like, figure out what they want to do with their lives, like who they are. They're trying to identify who they are. And I didn't mind it. I actually enjoyed it, but it's not like the greatest thing ever, but the comedy I liked a lot about it. I did feel like there was a lot of great storylines between them. I really liked the first, well, I'm guessing it was like the first, like one of my first stories that I liked of her was when she, like, started hanging out with the doctor, and then she finds out like the doctor's a fraud. I thought that was really well done. I also liked that, like, Daniel Radcliffe, like, tried to be like this warrior and stuff like that, and then at the end he's like, I can't marry you. I really enjoyed that funny aspect, but I don't think the story is really well done, but I think it's just meant to be just this comedy show. And I don't know why they keep doing Miracle Workers. Maybe they'll, like, tell us at the end of season 4, like, because I'm gonna be real, I have not watched any of the other seasons right now. I've watched season 1, season 2. I've not watched this season. Yeah. So, and I've been wanting to watch 3 because I love Wild Wild West things, and I was like, oh man, it'd be so cool. So we see. Hopefully they explain what these, like, different storylines are, because maybe it does, like, connect back to season 1. But right now it doesn't. It's just complete. You know, it is hard. Like we talked about it.
It's almost kind of like it's each season is its own story and everything, and then each one is a reset, which is weird. Because, like, it's an interesting situation, right? Sometimes shows do a really good job of getting you captivated in the first, like, 3 or 4 episodes to make you really invested in the characters and everything. And sometimes it kind of takes like a season before people are like, okay, now I'm invested, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I remember whenever we watched Steven Universe, I told you, like, the first season is going to feel a little, like, episode-y, and, like, you're not going to get all into it. And then once you get at the end of episode 1, you'll get into it. And that's what ended up happening. This show is weird because each season is kind of like restarting you in a different world. You have to learn all the changes from the last world to this one. And I'm wondering if that's going to be a story point at some point where we learn out that all these worlds are connected, or if it's just going to be no, each season's just its own story and no more than that. It's just jarring to go from one season where Dave Buscemi is God to the father, and then Daniel Radcliffe is this socially awkward guy in the basement, to being the prince, who's also socially awkward, so it kind of fits, honestly. But yeah, it's weird, and I don't know what it's going to be for next season, but it could be just as jarring and weird, and I don't know if that's their intention or a byproduct of them being like, we don't want to tell the same story of season 1, so we're going to just write something completely new and go with it. But yeah, I agree with you, Austin. I think this season's storylines, each episode was really good. I enjoyed each episode. By the end of the season, I didn't feel like anything really happened or changed. And I don't think I liked where the characters ended up. Because I completely thought that they were going to work on the whole miracle worker end. And when she became a doctor, I thought what we were going to get is her finding out that her way of like changing and bettering her country would to be actually bringing science and medicine to it. And it was going to be like Daniel Radcliffe's connection that allowed that to happen. And it was going to be her and him making their kingdom better by like removing superstition and like the issues of like people only living within their station. And he was going to be this drastic change in the kingdom for the betterment of the kingdom. And it was going to be like, wow, they were like miracle workers. They were miracle workers. Like, people got sick, there was this huge plague. She, with her science and knowledge and information, the resources that he was able to give, was able to stop the plague and protect them. And it was a true miracle that everything worked out that way. That's what I thought it was going to go with. And then in the end, it was just her being like, I need to go to France. France is full of smart people. I don't want my my household to die, though, and all my family and everything. And then Daniel Radcliffe's like, I won't be king. Here you go, dude. You're the new king. Enjoy your life. Like, it's like, oh, okay. I mean, that works. That's fine. That's an ending. I really thought they were going to end with them being like, kind of king, queen, almost like Dracula, Tepes, and his wife, where like they were more scientists and their kingdom flourished because they were scientists, and that's how it was going to end. But I mean, good episodes. Like, I still very much enjoyed the comedy, and everyone's acting was like really on point and good. Yeah. But I felt like this was an opportunity for the lead lady to step up, like to step in and be like, I'm the smart, educated one, and people actually like listened to her for once. And everything got better because of it. And I thought that would have been cool, but instead it was like, we just want to go and leave to France so I can learn and better educate myself. And it's like, that's cool too. That's just not what I thought it was going to be. I thought she was going to have like reserves about leaving home, and then she's like, I can't just leave home and get myself better. I want to get my hometown better too. But what can you do, you know? Yeah. It's just what it is. Do you have did you have like were you okay with the ending? Like, did you like the ending? Did you not like the ending? Like, I
had no problems with it, but it like ended abruptly, in my opinion. Like, I felt like the whole snag of like I did enjoy that they had they said, oh, you know, they've been coughing really bad and viruses and stuff like that. I thought that was a genius thing to do.
It was
because
a good,
at the
like,
time,
it was a good callback to him a couple episodes earlier being like, yeah, you eat this stuff, it gets black in your teeth and like it's bad for you and whatnot. But it was cool to have them use that as a method.
Yeah.
I think they even had like a throwaway line in the episode 8 where the Dar's like, this isn't food. Only you, no one outside of our kingdom, outside of this room, thinks this is food. And so it kind of puts in your head that like the side effects of him eating the stuff is only known to him and everyone else here, so everyone outside of it would have no idea. So I think that was like a good information. Chekhov's gun. I think that's what it's called. Chekhov's gun.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not literally smart. I just watch things.
But yeah, no. Overall, I enjoyed season 2. I did start watching a little bit of season 3 when I first ended season 2. I watched like close to the end of the first episode, and then I just stopped. I had like a whole bunch of stuff I had to do, and then I just forgot about the show. So I'm pretty excited to see this season. Since I've never watched it.
My biggest question I have is there's 4 seasons to this show, right, Austin? Do we know when was the last season done?
It was a couple of years ago and it got canceled.
Okay, so it got canceled. Oh, okay, well, I now understand. So, okay, I now understand the movie posters that come up for the show. Because at first part, I was like, oh, they're just doing like aesthetic changes. Like, no, each season is different, isn't it? And so, yeah, I don't know. That episode was 2 years ago. Yeah. That's crazy. I guess it was only on Hulu, released.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Hulu. I feel like there's a lot of shows that get made for streaming, or even like TV channel shows now that don't get the hype and like respect it deserves, because so many things are getting pushed out nowadays that you're just not aware it exists by the time it gets to you. Like, I know for a fact back in 2019 I would love this show if I knew it existed. This show, well, I'm gonna be honest, like, it was the same thing with like a lot of the other shows. You watch something, you're like, this is good, I like this show, and then you find out it got canceled like 2 years ago, and you're like, oh dang, I didn't even know this was real. I see a lot of the reviews give it like a 7.1, 7.2, 75% or whatever. I was like, I think you would have a lot better of an audience rating with those things, because this show isn't like a huge groundbreaking show, but I very much believe that the comedy it's my type of comedy, but maybe I'm just biased here. I enjoy the show more. I enjoy both Daniel Radcliffe, and I don't want to get her name, so that one I know. Geraldine. Geraldine is the other actress. But I enjoyed them both a lot. I think they really do a great job of carrying the show as main characters, pushing things, and I kind of wish. Yeah, I kind of wish I would get to see more. I mean, we still have 2 more seasons that we get to watch. It just kind of makes me feel bad that it got canceled. I hope that it got canceled preeminently and they got a season to wrap up, so they could at least end it with like some form of like big send off, instead of it just being like, then that's the end of the season and that's it.
Yeah. Hopefully. We'll see.
Yeah.
Instead of like this cliffhanger ending that ends it, because there's a lot of shows that do that a lot, and it irks me sometimes, especially when there's a show that I haven't watched before and I was like, oh man, I've been really wanting to watch it, and then I like that show and I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
And then an ending happens, you're like, yeah, crap. this sucks. That'll never be solved unless someone picks it up or something tries to finish it later.
Yeah, or like it gets one season, then it gets canceled, and you're just like, and that's it. Woody Roundup was canceled after that episode. Oh, let's watch the next episode. Okay. Yeah, no, I mean, I enjoyed the show. It was a much different season than the previous season. It wasn't bad. I liked it a lot. I enjoyed the characters. I'm excited to see next season. I want to see if they change up the cast alignment or if they keep the vibe in the form of like Geraldine's character is Steve Buscemi's daughter. Daniel Radcliffe is like the leader or the like organizational leader. Karen is Karen. It's Karen or Karen. Karen Sony. If he is like the supporting member to Daniel Radcliffe's character, like I want to know, because like in the first season, that alignment wasn't there. They were completely different. They were all unconnected. This season they were connected. I'm like, is next season they're going to be unconnected or connected in different ways? I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, it's just weird. It's going to be a nice watch. I enjoy the show enough to be able to watch it fully with no issue. I've been recommending it to my friends as well. Like I recommended Jordan it because it gives me like that Community style vibes that I'm like, if he likes the first season, he'll like the other seasons because of the characters, not because of. Actually, I think this is probably one of the rare shows where you like it because of the actors and actresses, not because of the characters. And this season was nice because it was actors and actresses that I enjoy in a setting I like, in the form of medieval settings, because I like medieval stuff. So, that's my thoughts.
Yeah.
Do you have anything you want to add, or are you good?
I think I'm good, because the thing is like these seasons aren't really too long and there's nothing really to discuss except for like, maybe some jokes from time to time. And if it's a story, I feel like the story is just, it's very comically related stuff. And it wasn't anything too big.
The issue that we have a lot of times, like whenever me and you talk about like episodic shows, is that we can easily sit here and dissect like one or two episodes and talk about our favorite parts of them. But that's as far as we get. When they are more season-based stuff, we can talk about the progression of getting there. And I feel like there's a little more to it. It's kind of not possible with this show because it is episodic. We can talk about our funny moments of it. It's like Futurama, right? We could do a Futurama episode and just do a Futurama episode of every scene, like of all 7 seasons, and just do one episode for that, and that would be like a 45 to an hour episode. Yeah. If we did seasons, each episode would be about 20 to 30 minutes of us being like, it's a good season. I really like this episode. I really like that episode. That was really funny. That's good. All right, cool. Well, see you next time. Like, kind of like how this is, and I think that show kind of feels it. I don't think that's bad either, because I will say this now. This will be a show that I will put on in the background as I do stuff, because I very much believe it's a show that I can easily look at, see what's happening on screen, and be like, oh yeah, this episode, cool.
Yeah.
And go back to stuff. So, good.
Yeah, no. I feel the same.
I'm pretty happy. Alright, awesome. Well, I think that does that for this episode of Bros and Shows. Quickie, but what can you do? I guess we will see. Next week we are going to do Miracle Workers Season 3.
Wild West.
Is it Wild West?
Yeah, it's the Wild West.
Okay. I thought it was supposed to be like the Oregon Trail or something like that.
Yeah, it's like the Oregon Trail, Wild West, whatever. Same diff. Yeah.
You know what I would love to see? I would love to see a TV show come out and do a rendition of the one video game Oregon Trail.
Oh yeah.
Where it's the zombies, but it's only like a 2 to 3 season long series, and it's about 4 people going from the eastern Atlantic to the western to get to Oregon because it's the only safe place left in a zombie apocalypse. And then once they get to Oregon, whether it's good or bad, it's the end of the series, and they don't continue it like Left 4 Dead. All right, Austin. Well, with that all being to the side, Austin, I want to thank you so much for joining me on this episode.
Yeah.
Rose and Shows. Love talking to you. Love hanging out with you. And thank you all so much for stopping by. And thank you all so much for tuning in.